Hey guys, so what's happening to SMPH, BDO, Ali, AC, now PXP, Nickel, and the PSEI? We're talking about the top stocks that you guys requested over social media. So check this video out. Hi everyone, this is Marvin Germon. I'm a stock market trader and investor. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, smash that bell so you get updated every time I create new content about the stock market, because the whole goal, the whole narrative of this channel is to help you reach your goals of financial freedom using the stock market. So hey guys, we're up again for another stocks by request session. For those who don't know what stocks by request is, this is the top stocks that you guys requested sent over social media across all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, every social media platform that I have. If you send it, I tally it and we include it as our video where we analyze the stocks using technical analysis, because I want you guys to win. I want you guys to use the stock market regardless of how busy you are to enable you to reach your goals of financial freedom. So for this topic, for this lesson, we're gonna go through still the same technique, using support and resistances, analyzing what the trend is, using moving averages, and also using MACD. As simple as that. If you notice it, the video will just be more than 10, 11, 12 minutes just analyzing the charts for what it is. And if you notice it also, it doesn't take a large amount of time for you to be able to analyze a certain stock. So the reason why I'm showing this new format also, and for those who haven't seen this new format, it's just basically me showing the charts to you guys so we get to analyze it all together. It's me also showing you that you don't need a lot of time to be able to trade and invest the markets, and you can do it on your own. You can do it at your own pace. You can do it at your own time, and it's not as hard as what most people think it is. That you can create buy and sell and hold recommendations by your own, using your own analysis, using your own context, and that gives you conviction. Because at the end of the day, it's conviction that will allow you to win. It's conviction that will allow you when everyone else tells you not to act, but your analysis tells you to act. That's the best form of strategy and conviction and analysis that you could ever make. Because at the end of the day, winning is all about following your plan. Winning is all about you deploying capital to the buy and sell signals that you have as well. So enjoy the video, guys. Hey guys, so welcome to another edition of our Stocks by Request, where we talk about the top stocks that you've requested via social media. So for this edition, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna segment the ones that you've requested. I've gotten a lot of relatively larger cap stocks, though, that just to give you a context, if you look at the PSEI here, you will see that the PSEI is relatively flat. So meaning, if you follow the progression of the PSEI, it means the underlying companies inside the PSEI are also flat as well. You have to remember also that the PSEI is a representation of 30 stocks, meaning if those 30 stocks, primarily the ones that have a large weight in the index, are also flat, it also will show you, and it also will mean that the index may not go anywhere for a period of time up until we see those stocks that have heavy weights on the index or heavy influence on the index push up as well. Nonetheless, let's talk about the PSEI as of this point in time. If you look at it, the PSEI as of this view is still relatively sideways. How do I know it's sideways? It hasn't broken out of the 8,100 resistance yet. Plus, it also hasn't broken down from the 7.4 support, meaning there's no evidence yet that we are going into an uptrend. There's no evidence also that we are slipping into a downtrend as well. But looking at this also, you are seeing that the stock is trying now to bounce from the 200-day moving average. Plus, today it broke out of the 100-day or the 100-day moving average. The next possible scenario or the next possible place where the index could go is it will attack the 50-day moving average, but it will still charge, and it needs to go past and attack the 8,100 resistance for it to have a shot and a semblance to actually go higher. That being said, if it doesn't break the 8,100 resistance, it could possibly retrace and possibly hit the 100-day moving average. Let's see if the 100-day moving average will hold. If it doesn't hold, it may go down to the 200-day moving average up until the strongest support level here for somewhere around 7,700. So we'll see. No evidence suggests also that 1, 2, 3 last August plus this, every time it goes near the 7,700 range, we are seeing some sort of a bounce. So that's where the market, that's where buyers believe uh, is that's where they believe that it's relatively cheap to come in for the stock. Now, let me show you some of the larger cap stocks as well. Ayala Corp, let me just remove this first. Ayala Corp also, if you notice it, it also looks sideways. It also looks almost similar to how the index is moving, because Ayala Corp also has a large weight on the PSEI as well. So if you look at all of the moving averages, the stock is below the 20, the 50, the 100, and 200-day moving average, denoting that there's a larger bearish bias, but there's no momentum. We're also seeing this. We're seeing a cross down between the 20 and the 50-day moving average, denoting more bearish undertones as well. The thing that's protecting it though is that it's still bouncing every time it hits the 887 support level. I repeat, it's bouncing every time it hits the 8,800 support level, as we've seen last June and as we've seen last for the first week of September. So the narrative now is this: you have a resistance here at the 200-day moving average, which is somewhat strong as well. But as it tries to hit this, if it does not bounce or does not break out from the 200-day, you can expect the stock to go lower. But should it bounce past that, probable movement will bring it to around the 956 level, where there is a resistance level. MACD still hasn't crossed our zero line crossing, showing and depicting to us that, hey, it's not really reversing upward yet. There's still no large evidence that Ayala Corp is moving into an uptrend. So the thing about technical analysis is we're not supposed to guess, we're not supposed to speculate, because everything we need to know is found in the charts. Everything we need to know is found in what the charts are telling us. So, and that's my narrative, no, regardless of what the news says, I just follow what the charts are telling me. So now we're with Ayala Land. I mentioned this also in a previous post, no, that Ayala Land, if you draw an uptrend here, if you look at it, it was broken. Meaning, for those who've attended our Stock Smart sessions, every time we talked about trend analysis, when a trend is broken, a new trend is trying to form. So what's the new trend now? After it broke past this last August, we are now seeing Ayala Land, look at this, now move into a sideways pattern with a resistance at 49. You can peg it at 50, and a support as close as you can to the 47 level. So why am I saying this? 49.7550, if Ayala Land stays above that level, guess what? I'll try to clean this up for you guys as well. If Ayala Land breaks out from that level, you can expect that, hey, Ayala Land might push higher and go to the 52.6 level as well. So narrative for Ayala Land is this: 49.55, 49.7 stays above that. Possible attack will bring it here. If it does not break this, you can take profits as well. Or another thing is that if while it's at the 49.5 level, 49.6, 49.7, if this does not hold in the next few days, you may opt not to buy, or you may opt to sell as well, because it may just go back and go lower for the short term. If you notice it, this is also a sideways market. The narrative of why we treat stocks like this: if a stock is sideways, you trade as much as you can and try to earn as much as you can off of those trades as well. Now look at this. BDO, if you notice, similar fashion, it's also moving sideways. That's what I've been talking about. If the index is sideways, the stocks around it also is moving sideways as well. BDO though, the thing that I would like to point out is this. Here, if you see this, it crossed below the zero level, denoting that there's a larger bearish bias as well. What's protecting BDO though is the 141, 142 level is holding its ground. So should this level hold, you can expect the market to just bounce, and it could go to 148. Should this not hold, you may expect BDO to retrace to a lower extent. You have a support level here at around the 133 level, and another shorter and smaller one at the 138 level. So 138, there's a support level there. 133, there's another support level. So why am I saying this? If the 141 level does not hold, the retracement will bring it to 138. If the 138 level does not hold, it could go to 134. What's amazing about that though is the 200-day moving average is still relatively bullish, denoting that there's buyers around this area. So possible trade scenario at 142. If 142 does not holds and it bounces, set your target price to the 149 level. By the way, if you're new to this, this is just something that I do know. Let me know if you like this format better. I got a lot of good reviews from the previous format the previous video where I did this format where I don't show my face, but it's basically just the charts and all of us. It's easier for me to edit. It allows me to do more and more videos for you guys as well. And at the end of the day, that's the whole context of this. That's the whole narrative of why I do what I do. I just want to give you guys as much value as possible. I just want to give you guys as much uh, context to help you trade the markets with confidence, because I want you guys to win. I want more and more Filipinos to be financially free. I want you guys to have the ability to make money when it comes to the stock market. So I just drew the support and resistance for SM Prime Holdings. SM Prime currently is trying to hold the 34 peso level. So narrative is if it bounces off the 34 level, possible target prices at 37 pesos per share. If it bounces off of that, the possible gain, the possible trading plan will give you a 9.6% gain. If the 34 peso level does not hold, there's a narrative that SM Prime will drop to the 31 peso level, which for those who've been following my previous videos, 31 is a very, very strong support already. After the breakout of 31 last May, SM Prime has never dropped that level. It tried to hit that level for the past 3 years. For the past few years, it hit it May 2018, then it hit it again November 2018. But since that point in time, it has never looked back. It would always bounce every time it would go to the 31 peso level. So that's it. Next, SM. If you look at SM, whoa, it's still somehow no support, resistance, then you can peg another resistance there. If you want to put a smaller one, you can put another one there. So the way I would analyze it is this. Hey, SM Prime started to break out of the 1022 resistance level. But that being said, yesterday it broke down. And today, if I'll zoom in, you will see this. Somehow, some way, it tried to stay above this level. So narrative for SM, the holding company, if it goes above 1022, stays above 1022, it has a shot again to go and trade the range to its highest point ever at the 1125 level. If it does not hold, or if it does not stay above that possible scenario, SM could possibly drop back to the 978 level, which is where the support is as well. So I don't know if you noticed it. We're 9 minutes into this charting video, plus the intro. It's probably more than 10 minutes already, but we've already tackled 5 stocks. If you notice it also, that's why I love technical analysis, because in just a few minutes, seconds, you're able to analyze a stock as well. So let me talk about Megaworld. I got a lot of requests also for Megaworld. If you look at how Megaworld is holding, I mentioned this in previous videos that the 5 peso level is a support level for Megaworld. If you notice it also, it's trying to hold its ground there. So should it hold its ground, possible short-term target price will be around the 5.75 level. You have another short-term resistance here. So possible scenarios for you to watch for Megaworld: 5.31 resistance. If it bounces off 5, first target is 5.31, breaks off 5.31. Next target is 5.71, breaks out from 5.71. Then it now has a shot to go back to 6.4, 6.5 pesos per share. However, if 5 does not hold, possible short-term retracement will bring Megaworld to 4.8. If 4.8 does not hold, Megaworld could drop to as low as 4.45 pesos per share. So there. Now had a lot of news over the past few days because of the disclosure that they might be the fourth telco. So let's try to look at it from a technical analysis perspective. So this was the disclosure, large green candle, then selling happened. What's happening now is this for now. It's now trying to hold this new range. The new range for now is 2.85. The new resistance is at 4.25. A shorter one that I could peg is around 3.6. So possible narrative. If now does not go above 3.6, now could go to 2.8. But if it breaks past 3.6, now could go back to 4.2 pesos per share. MACD though is still showing that it's bullish. MACD though is still showing that it has still legs on it. There's still no signal causing us to stay away from the stock. Next, for those who are using MACD, by the way, your sell signal is when you see a cross between the signal line and the MACD line. Until now, there's still no cross down. So if you're a quick trader, you can still hold on to the stock. If I put even a shorter term moving average, it still hasn't
broke past that, showing us that there's a support at the 2.8 level. The thing about that though is volumes have started to weaken out already for the stock. Now let's look at nickel. This also has been triggered by a lot of news. You have to remember the news is predicated on, hey, what's happening to Indonesia and them trying to dampen supply of ore. So this is something that's positive for nickel because it eases the supply. Again, you have to remember commodities are also supply and demand. Lesser supply, demand becomes, the prices become more expensive. But to all of us who follow technicals, it's as simple as this. The reason why nickel also, we can see a signal for nickel is that it broke past this very, very long sideways movement. The sideways movement started from April last year, so this is now a 18-month sideways movement. The stock started to break out just September, just the first week of September, September 2. This year, if you look at the MACD, it's showing us that there's momentum. For those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, you know what happens when this separation happens, and you also know what happens when the moving average starts to act like this. So, for those who own Nickel Asia and are following MACD or moving averages, as of this point in time, there's still no sell signal. For those who want to use support levels, here you can notice the 4.15 level, Nickel Asia's 4.15 level is still holding. The thing about this, no, when stocks move up, when it moves up massively, it fails to develop resistances. When it fails to develop resistances, when it starts to reverse, you may expect that the stock may have some fast movements downward as well. But should this hold, the possible scenario for Nickel Asia to trade is this: buy at 4.15, sell at 4.91. If 4.15 does not hold, Nickel Asia could possibly retrace downward. And lastly, let's talk about PXP. PXP, if you notice it, we have a resistance at around the 12.3 level. If it stays above the 12.3, it could possibly go to 14. If it does not stay above 12.3, the possible narrative is it could retrace back to around the 9.45 level. You have another shorter support at the 10.4. So possible progression for PXP is basically this. By the way, before I mention that, the downward movement you're seeing here is predicated on the sell signal that you see here for short-term traders. The thing about this for position traders though is the above zero notion is still holding its ground. So to summarize this entire area, what we've seen for the past week for PXP is it stayed above the 10.4 level. It's now trying to go back and break out the 12.25, 12.3 level. If it fails to go up from this level, you can expect nickel to retrace and possibly go back here to the 10.4. If 10.4 bounces again, it will just trade this range. But if it breaks out from 12.4 and stays above this, next possible target will be the 14 peso level.
So did you guys enjoy the video? I hope you liked it. I hope it's something that's amazing for all of you. Among all of the stocks that we talked about, what appealed to you the most? Put a comment below on what stock it is. AC, Ali, SM, SMPH, BDO, Now, Nickel, or the PSEI if you're trading FM ETF or indices. So comment below. I want to hear more about it. If you like this format more and more, I'm gonna do more of this. Just comment below and let me know what stocks do you want me to talk about more, or if you want some another format. Again, you guys are the bosses. You guys are the main reason why I keep doing videos, why we have almost one video a day, because we want to see a new trend. We want to see more and more and more and more Filipinos use the stock market and winning. And the reason why I keep on doing this is so that you yourself can be empowered that, hey, it's not as hard as what most people think it is. It's not as deeply rooted that you have to be an amazing chartist, economist, mathematician to be able to be good in the markets. That it can be done, that you can trade easily. All you need is the right foundation, the right knowledge of either technicals or fundamentals. In this case, we're using technical analysis, and then just the right discipline and strategy to do it over and over and over and over and over again. Because if you notice it, it doesn't change eh. Pare-pareho lang yung style eh. And what I've been doing over the past few years, I have some tweaks, I have some changes, but at the end of the day, it's almost the same. I don't change it. I just follow my conviction and do the same strategy and apply the same discipline and do it over and over and over and over again. So I guess that's it for now. We have Stock Smarts Manila this weekend. For those of you guys who signed up, I'm excited to meet all of you. We're gonna do it in SMX Aura. Then after that, I'm flying to Doha, Qatar, first week of October. Then after that, end of October, we're doing it in Cebu. Then November, we're doing it in Singapore as well. So I'm excited to meet all of you, and I hope the sessions prove to be something that will help you trade the markets with confidence. For those who want to grab a book or books via Shopee, the link is down below as well. So this is Marvin Germo from a random parking lot. You see, you can analyze stocks anywhere. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and continue to crush it. God bless you.